Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and this is my first video in fuck knows how long. It's not a promise of anything to come. I'm not committing to anything going forward because, to be frank, with poker lately I've been very, very demotivated. I barely play at all these days. I find no limit, six max, awful ring, remarkably dull. Um, and I just haven't been in the mood to play. I've been fortunate enough when I have played so far this month to do pretty well. I played, fuck knows, probably a couple of thousand cash hands maximum. I played a couple of MTTs on Sky and finished second in both, so that's made my month look respectable in terms of money made in about £300, something like that. But I don't deserve that because I haven't put any work in whatsoever. Um, so yeah, I don't want to be too negative about the state of No Limit Hold'em. I think we all know where it is, and yeah, I just don't feel like playing. But I did have a little bit of money on PokerStars. Not a lot. I think this started last night. It's 113 now, about $70, something like that. And I've been playing some of this 6+ just for something to do really. I just fancy a little game. Didn't want to play No Limit, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Fucking clueless at it. Don't really know what I'm doing. Absolutely no idea what I'm doing with pre-flop sizings, both in single raised and 3-bet pots, etc. But it's been fun, and I thought I'd just make a little video about it to introduce some of you guys to the game who have heard of it maybe, but have never played it and what have you. So there's certainly not going to be any educational material in here, that's for sure, because I'm, like I said, very clueless about, well, not clueless would be the wrong way to describe it, but I'm not at all well informed on the game. I'm just kind of playing on instinct so far and doing what I think's right, probably making tons of mistakes, but it's fun. So we're just going to play, see what happens, and enjoy it. We're just going to have 3 tables and maybe one on the side down here, like a replay table. Don't really want to play 4 tables, might be a little bit too quick for me. We're going to play 3, and we're going to see if you guys enjoy it, see if I enjoy making a video again, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll do a few more of them if I keep playing the game. But at the moment, as I said earlier, just due to my general lack of motivation to play poker, who knows, I might play this for a couple of days and then just go back to playing retro PS2 games again, like I've spent most of the last 6 weeks doing. Anyway, all that said, let's fire some games up and see what happens. Where's this table going? What is going on? Ah, there it is. It's come up here now. What should be tiling, and then we're going to put a 3rd in. I don't really want to play heads up. Hopefully this table will fill quite soon. I played this guy earlier. His basic strategy is just, we'll put a 3rd table up when we're not playing short-handed. This is his strategy, just like, seems to be all in pre-flop a lot. Not sure if King Queen to call, doubt it. His entire strategy appears to be just folding a lot pre-flop or doing this a lot pre-flop. Obviously it's quite dull, probably not a winning strategy, but that's what he does. Could just call here, I guess, but I think we'll go with a 3-bet, just try and isolate the dude. Bet here with my double gut shot after he checks back the flop. Take it down. Over here we flop absolutely nothing, but we do have some backdoor equity, so we're going to start off with a smallish bet and see where it takes us. Barrel lots of turns. 9 wouldn't be one of the ones we're going to barrel. I was thinking more of barreling like Queen or a 10 or a club. Going to check back here and hope to maybe spike a 9 or something. And the 9's a pretty bad card on the turn. Going to like complete a lot of hands for him, produce some more draws for him, etc. There it go, and that table very quickly disappeared. So we'll pull another one up. Like I said, please don't be looking at this thinking, oh, I'm going to be educated. You're not. You're going to be educated in so much as you're going to see the games and how they work, which I guess I should explain. There's no blinds in these games. The button moves around like it does in a normal no limit game. Everyone antes 10 cents, and the button also antes 10 cents, an additional 10 cents, which is why you're going to see a lot large open raise sizes, because the pot is already 60 cents before anybody makes any pre-flop decisions. I've no idea what good ranges are for stacking off. I know pairs don't do as well in these games. They flop more sets, but then they get run down by more straights. Like straight draws are pretty powerful in this game. You've got way more chance of hitting them. We have a flush draw here. We're out of position to 3 players. There's tons of other draws out there. That's not a great turn card, but I think at this point we're just going to have to jam our stack in. If he's got a flush, then good for him. You can have King Queen, Ace Jack, Ace Queen. Plenty of worse hands he can have calls here. Wow. Very nice of him to show what he's folded there. I'm going to raise versus his sizing and just commit, I think. Guess we could just have called, but we don't make flushes as often in these games. There's obviously a lot less cards to hit to complete our flush than there is in normal no limit. So if we have any fold equity here, I'd like to try and capitalise on it. Now these are situations I have literally no clue. This guy will stack off relatively light pre-flop. I'm not sure Ace Queen is a stack off though. I think whenever we start playing new games, I think until we get better at them, learn more of the intricacies of the game, it's best to err on the side of caution and play too tight than it is to just like play too loosey goosey and just punch stacks all over the place. I mean, maybe against this guy, just raising or even jamming over 12 ante-open. Given this, by the time he's put his 12 in, I think he'd limped. There's probably like 19 antes already in there. So maybe just ripping it would have been okay there against him, but don't think we need to be doing it. Could be wrong. We might just carry on playing 2 tables here actually. Feels like a reasonable pace for a video. I've been playing 3 tables when I haven't been making the video, but I think maybe 2 tables is okay. Call here with the 8s. Hope not to get squeezed. We do get squeezed. Now, we have a much better chance of flopping sets in this game because again, I have read up on the maths of it. I couldn't necessarily repeat it to you now, but I think pre-flop you have roughly like twice as much chance of flopping a set than you do in normal hold'em. That could be, them numbers could be slightly out, but you certainly have a significantly increased chance of flopping a set. Problem is your set gets run down more often because people make more straights and what have you. So I mean, I think we probably need to call here. No, I'm not going to. Seems like a lot of money to put in. Like a lot of our stack just to try and flop a set. Not a lot of money, of course. I mean, we are only playing for pennies, but it seems like a lot of our stack to invest just to try and flop a set. Could be very wrong on that. That could be a completely standard call for all I know. If any of you guys are experienced at this game that are watching, any advice would be greatly received. Any general comments would be greatly received. I mean, obviously some of them are going to be perhaps misguided, but I'm sure a lot of the stuff that I say and do in this video is going to be very misguided too. I think we're going to raise versus this early position limp. He instantly calls. Reasonable flop. I guess we can just stab small here. We're going to have like a lot of small pairs and what have you. But he's probably not going to put much more money in if we check to him, but we'd like to deny the equity if we could, or get some very thin value. Going to be isolating versus this limp too, as long as this dude doesn't do his overbetting thing. Which he has done. I think it's a bit slow. I think we'll go with the third table. Feels somewhat on the slow side. Not going to open a fourth, always leave this area blank. We flop top pair on a pretty coordinated board. One thing I am pretty sure of is very much like PLO, top pair's not a particularly strong holding in this game. I think if we were to like bet here and get lots of action, our top pair shitty kicker would be in pretty rough shape. I'm just going to check fold it to this size. Hopefully we'll see some action around the table to either prove or disprove my theory, but we didn't. King Queen, I think it's a very powerful hand in this game, like decent suited connectors. I believe Jack 10 suited, and again I've only read this in one place, it could be wrong, but I do believe like Jack 10 suited is a favourite over Ace King suited, for example. So these suited connectors do have an awful lot of power in these games. Things like Ace King does much better against pocket kings in this game than it does in No Limit Hold'em 2, for example. There are certainly some like significant differences in pre-flop equities. I don't pretend to know what these differences are yet and how they should affect our strategy, but I do know that there are differences nevertheless. Like offsuit connected cards are way more powerful in this game than they are in standard No Limit, just because we're going to flop a lot more straight draws and we're going to make a lot more straights, etc. We're certainly going to need to defend this 10 jack, getting an absurd price. We're getting like 8 to 1 or something. We flop a straight with a straight flush redraw, and flushes are a lot harder to make in this game, so I think we just need to go broke with this hand here if necessary. If we're going to be betting this much, which I want to do to protect my hand, get value, but may as well just put the rest in. It's going to leave weird, not weird, but rivers are going to be awkward, and we get it in against just a draw, which is thoroughly pleasant, and we hold, which is also very pleasant. River the nuts here, looks like we're not going to get any action, but of course we need to make a bet. No idea if that's a good sizing or a bad sizing. Presume it's probably quite good given how much extra dead money there is in the pot pre. Don't think we'll be calling 100 antes off here with just 8-9. I've seen quite a lot of these people just going all in pre. I'm presuming it's more to do with them not having a fucking clue what to do than it is it being particularly good strategy. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe it is good strategy. It doesn't feel like it can be, but maybe it is. Certainly just the open shoving. Very sure that can't be a good strategy. Completely bricked here, out of position to 2 players. Not going to continue. I want to avoid any like 8s, 9s, 10s on this turn really. Not if it's fought to flush, then so be it. I really don't want to be giving someone too much of a good price to draw to a straight. I'm not sure if people are drawing to straights too often on monotone boards, but again I think it's something that's probably, I don't want to say better to do, but I think it's nowhere near as bad drawing to a straight on a monotone board in this game than it is in a typical no limit game when flushes are more readily available. Let's start off with a small bit here with the Queen 10. Not planning on calling this river unless he bets like super small where we have no choice. That should have been bigger, we're isolating, that raise is too small. You get raised here, easy fold, and easy fold here too. With the ace 9. Do we have to call these queens? I mean, I guess so. And we drag down another one. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the 100 anti-jam with ace 7 suited probably isn't a profitable play. I'm going to go with the isolation with the king jack, and we're not going to be playing heads up here, we're just going to leave and find another table. I don't particularly like playing heads up in games that I consider myself to be experienced in. Certainly don't want to be playing heads up in a game that I'm very inexperienced in. We have an open ender here, but he's bet really big and whatever. Multi-way pot here, we just have one pair on a board where there's all kinds of better hands potentially out there and strong draws, so we're not going to be looking to play a big pot at this point. I can't think of too many rivers I'm going to want to call a bet on here, so I'm just going to fold the ace jack, not the king jack now. Again, that could be too tight, but as I talked about earlier, I think I'd rather play too tight to begin with when I'm starting a new game, rather than be too much the other way. I'd rather make mistakes by overfolding than overcommitting in too many spots, getting involved in like pretty high variance in what is very likely to be a high rake environment. Hopefully as we learn the game and grow, we'll find it easier to identify spots where we just need to be gambling and spots where we could take perhaps a more pragmatic approach. Versus this sizing, we probably need to float here. Don't particularly want to, but we probably should. And versus this donk bet on this ready coordinated board with just bottom pair, we're going to find the fold. We're going to fold here to this double barrel. I've not been finding people who use the fold button very often in these games, so I'm not going to be getting out of line. Right, no idea what a good 3-bet sizing here should be. I'm thinking around 24 antes, and then just obviously calling versus the jam. And at this point with an SPR of like less than 2, I think I'm just going to jam again. Plenty of hands you can maybe call with, plenty of stuff I'd like to protect against. Don't want to keep chopping and changing tables, but I don't really want to be playing short-handed either, or short-handed deep stacked when I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing in a lot of situations. Getting a plethora of draws out here my opponent can have. Not a good card. I think it probably should be a bet fold, I think. Don't really want to be starting off check calling. With like 2 streets to go, I guess I'd rather bet, and well, I just put the smallest to raise it in. There's just so many ways we can beat here, sets, straights. I think we're just going to have to fold. And this could be a huge mistake because we're getting like a pretty good price. Can we call and fill up? We've got 4 outs. Now we're going to have like maybe 15% equity with our outs. Just fold. Could be a huge mistake. I think like 100 blinds deep there, I'd probably just rip it in, but 100 antes deep, sorry, just rip it in. Not saying that would be good, but it would make things easy. So we're going to sit out this table. I really don't want to play short-handed. And immediately someone sits, but never mind. I don't want to play deep stacked either. Don't care how fucking wimpy that makes me. Couldn't give less of a shite if that makes me a wimp. Don't particularly want to play short-handed, and don't particularly want to play super deep stacked right now, so we can just hit and run, and personally I won't feel 1 ounce of remorse about that. Ooh, look at chests. We have chests to open. I think chest accumulation in this game is probably going to be relatively easy. I think in a lot of ways in this game, like, post flop is somewhat simplified because SPRs are so much lower, so you're probably not going to be making as many huge mistakes. I mean, when you're playing No Limit Hold'em, typically your biggest mistakes are going to come in spots where there's like a really high SPR. And when SPRs are low, it's harder to make as many mistakes. If you are going to make a mistake, you're possibly going to make mistakes by overfolding rather than stacking off too wide. We have a gut shot here, backdoor flush draw. He leads out. I don't really want to reopen the betting again, so I'm just going to take the remarkable odds he's giving me. We do turn a straight. It's not the nuts, but nevertheless it's a straight. And I guess we just call this river if we bets and not feel good about it. Not going to raise. It's really just going to be possible almost to be called by worse. Probably going to be chopping a lot. Yeah, the Jack 9. No idea what to do with Ace Queen here, so I'm just going to fold it. King Queen suited, I guess, is going to be a call. Queen 8 suited is going to be an ISO. I'm going to chop it up. We'll take that. We'll take that. It's nice to run good when you don't necessarily play good. So we have an open ender, and our overpair doesn't have too much value. But it does have very nice blockers too. King Queen, obviously. Do we bet here? Do we check? If we bet, we're kind of committing, aren't we? So we'll just bet and call it off if we get raised. I mean, that's got to be the safest of turn cards, hasn't it? I mean, loads of rivers here where I'm not going to have a clue. The board pairs, surely people raise sets on the flop. It's unlikely there's going to have a full house, but we can't really check call, I guess, because we hold all the blockers to the missed draws. I haven't got a fucking literally have no idea what to do here. But if I'm not going to check fold, I guess I may as well jam. Try and get a little bit more value. The times we are ahead and from hands that would check back. And we get caught by the Queen Jack, which is a thing of fucking beauty. I like that. I like getting called by the Queen Jack there, and getting value in this game seems fucking easy. I think it's the rest of it that's difficult. It doesn't seem too hard to get value when you have a strong hand. Again, he was deep and short-handed, so there's a very good chance. Oh no, this guy's come back again. So we'll probably stay at the table and just proceed with extreme caution. Aces. This is the first time I've had aces in my hour or so, 2 hours or so playing the game. He's going to put me in the cage here, isn't he? And this is just so likely to be the best hand right now. Do we just rip it in? Do we just call and look to dodge turns? But there's all kinds of turns that I won't have a clue what to do with. So it's either fold now or jam now, and I don't think this is optimal strategy by any stretch, but it simplifies the situation. I don't think that's a good play. Please don't think, oh, you know, that's, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't think that was a good play, but it seemed like the simplest play to me, because there's going to be so many awful turns if I check call. I'm not going to know what to do on. I guess that way I can monkey rep some draws. I guess that way if he's a real station we can get some light hero calls thinking that I'm drawing. Going to let the Queen 9 go again. Could be a huge mistake because we're getting a reasonable price pre-flop, but we've invested one ante so far and lots of people seemed interested in that pot. That chases, the more I think about it, the more it could be fucking horrific, by the way. Might not be, but it could be horrific. It's like offsuit miserable hand, but we're getting 10 to 1, so let's try and flop something. This guy's clearly a fish, so we're going to mark him as such. We have the open and straight draw. Now I think this guy looks like he might have a 10 that he's just trying to do some like weird blocker stuff with. So we're going to try an ambitious raise given that we've turned some equity. calls. I think he's going to have like a strong 10, weak 9, decent amount of the time here. Guess Jack Queen 2, which we don't hold any blockers to. I'm just going to give up. I mean, yeah, it's going to be disappointing if he rolls over like a Jack 10 or something like that, because we could almost certainly get him to fold that, but then we got to get him to fold some 10x, and that's about it. Queen 10, yeah, he would have folded that too. Never mind. One thing knowing that they have some hands in the range that they're going to fold, it's another thing trusting that A, they're going to fold those hands, and B, they don't have other stronger hands that they're just playing weakly. I have a new vape since my last video. It might well come across as being incredibly noisy, and do apologise if it does. I'm working on the theory that we're going to be opening smaller, like first into the pot, because there's just lots more people behind us who can have hands that they're very interested in, and I'm going to be like using bigger sizes later on to steal with. I think that with the, do we just, what do we do here? What do we do here? Calling seems bad, but we have like top pair, open ender, backdoor flush draw. Fuck it, rip it. Let's rip it and get there. We're in rough shape, but boy did we get there. Well, we half got there, we chopped it, which I'll take given that we got it in against 2 straights with just a straight draw. What do we do here? We have a gut shot. Gut shots are a bit stronger in this game. Don't expect anyone to fold an ace though, so we're just going to take our free card. There's his 10 cents again. I mean, we made this play just not very long ago. It didn't work. And just again, I'm going to take my incredible pot odds. If we had the King of Spades blocker here, I'd be tempted to maybe do something, but this guy's now upsized on the river, so no-brainer decision with our nothing. Not going to try and bluff raise. No pair, no draw, no more investment. I'm going to call this video Extinction Rebellion, because I am close to being poker extinct if I don't find a new game to play, because I don't have an awful lot of interest in standard no limit hold'em right now, and also it is a common phrase in England right now, given the protesters in London who've been doing some solid work protesting against climate change. I can't pretend I'm very knowledgeable about climate change, and I certainly can't pretend I do an awful lot to prevent climate change, but nevertheless I respect what those guys are doing, and hopefully they can change some attitudes at the top, and hopefully they'll help me change my attitude towards the planet. I'd like to do more, I'm just too fucking lazy. I do recycle now, never used to, couldn't be fucked recycling, and we do now, because it gives us a smaller bin. It's the most obvious reason why I do it. If we have a smaller black bin, our recycling bin's bigger than our normal bin, so I guess we've got to put stuff in there. We may as well put the right stuff in there. Not impressed with McDonald's going to paper straws. Try to suck a milkshake through a paper straw is not a lot of fun. Can tag this dude as a fish given his size in there. Let's start check calling on the 7. Wow. Wow. Not sure I want to check call that size. SA, thank you, sir. Welcome to Greenland. This possibly should be a 3-bet, but he's going to call. And we're going to sit out up here. I wanted to see lots of red on table 3. We didn't. We just see a rather miserable looking gut shot instead, which we are going to check. Pair and a gut shot, which I presume is a reasonable amount of equity. We obviously don't want to be betting and facing a raise though, so we're going to just check call. Continue with checking. Don't think we're going to get, well, never going to get a better hand to fold, and maybe sometimes get worse hands to call, but a reasonable price here. We can hit a 9 or an 8, which is what, 6 outs, about 20% equity. Probably not getting a good price, but hopefully we get some more when we do improve, some more money. Wouldn't be comfortable facing a huge bet here, but I think I would probably pay. Oh, it's a huge bet, and we probably chop a lot or lose a lot. I think is probably what's happening here. So we're going to fold. Don't think we win very often. Don't think we win the whole pot too often there. So we completely missed here. The 8 just completes some of the smaller straights. That 9-7's got there. And that's super likely. Then does he fold a king if we bet? I guess that's the question I'm asking myself. Can we make him fold a king here? You can have stuff like ace jack, ace queen that we can make fold. We don't have to bet very big because we're not trying to make him fold anything too strong. I try to make him fold maybe ace jack, ace queen, 10x. Yeah, he's never going to fold ace king. I wasn't trying to make him fold a hand that strong. Easy call versus that sizing. Pair and a straight draw now. Again, I think it's a call and just fold rivers unimproved. That turn shouldn't change too much, only Ace 9's improved past us. Have an easy bet fold. Check back rivers, unimproved. Again, the 8 shouldn't change too much. Don't really want to see him lead here. Don't think we beat very much at all when he goes check, call, bet. Just fold. No time bank, that's not ideal. Got good shot, so seems like a reasonable stab on the flop. And we get raised massively, and we just fold. So we have a nut flush draw and a gut shot. I think my overcards are probably going to be worthless. But again, I think we just have way too much equity here to do anything other than just bet and call it off. And we're just going to be shutting our eyes and jamming turns. Don't expect to get a whole bunch of folds here, but we just have a ton of equity. Seems like a pretty bad call down to me there. Could be very wrong. Don't want to sound bitter. It did seem like it was a ambitious call, shall we say. And check back here with our 2 pair. Lose to the straight. If you're the sort of player that gets easily frustrated when players, or you perceive players who have made mistakes against you and won, then I'd imagine much like PLO, this game will drive you crazy. Personally, I don't get affected by it, certainly not at these stakes. Maybe if I was playing higher for more money that meant more to me, I could see myself getting some healthy bouts of injustice still, but certainly not going to get it at this limit. Actually, maybe that should have been a limp there with the 9-7, given we were getting absurd price. Ten-9 suited. We have the button. I think we're going to try and see flops. Gut shot and a flush draw here. Guess again we just need to trust in our equity and go with it. 10-9 suited. I mean, this, I don't know, could be a call. 10 to win 28. Well, there's a lot going on here. I'm going to fold this one. Then we just call here and do we? Just jam, I guess. Well, we bet called the king 6 on the flop. Yeah, a lot of variance. A lot of variance going on. Um, not going to isolate the Queen 10 offsuit. No one's that into folding, are they? That is not a flop where we want to be committing the rest of our chips. Maybe the squeeze play with, like, I don't know. Jack Queen suit is such a strong hand in this game. Being it probably can't be bad, but if people aren't folding, then maybe it's better just to go along with the call. Again, that's something, if I continue playing the games, I'll develop more experience in and hopefully get better at knowing when to put my foot down and when to ease off. Again here, this feels like it should be erased. It needs to be erased, doesn't it? On the button with a very powerful hand facing two limps. So when he just open jams, we're just going to instantly give him the green tag. Flop pretty strong here, but again, how much fold equity we have, who knows? If we bet and get raised, it's going to suck. Now we pick up a straight draw to go with our flush draw. We do block straights, we block Jack 10. Blockers are pretty important in this game. We're not getting there at the moment, are we? But I think given that he's just limp called a big ISO with ace-9 offsuit enables me to tag him as a fish. Game seemed easy 20 minutes ago. We were dragging stacks everywhere, and now we're just getting felted all over the joint. Welcome to variance. Ten nine's got there, flush is already there, but we have top set, so I'm not even sure why I'm justifying the jam. And then the 10 jack gets there. Happy days. Getting felted absolutely all over the joint, and I don't think I'm making any huge mistakes. Maybe I am. I'm not sure if we can tag him into fish or not. I think we maybe could. Hopefully you're all seeing what well, depending on how much you like variance, what a fun game this is. There's definitely lots of action. We need to call here with the river straight. Obviously we lose to the flush because that's what we're doing just now. We're just losing. Top pair, good kicker. SPR of less than 3. Let's go. Open end straight draw. And it's just the backdoor flush drawing. It's just bet and commit to the situation. Bailing out here with our ace 10. This guy's clearly a fish. King 9 couldn't find a raise there. just a bit too weak. This, I could be wrong, but feels too weak against in games where people are just calling all raises. Happy days. One back for the good guys. Oh, and we got an extra chest. What a glorious cherry on the tastiest of tasty cakes that was. So this guy just like 3-bet rips it in with king queen off. That sort of thing's nice to know. 3-bet jam 100 plus antes queen off 6 plus. Every man and his dog in the pot on table 3. I'm quite happy to see this guy just rip it here. I mean, in a heavily multi-way, I mean, we're only behind 2 sets, well, unlike the 2 pairs at the moment. Like a ridiculously low SPR. I mean, do we just check fold, or do we bet? I think I'm just going to check fold, actually. That's so much traffic. So much traffic in this pot. And we just need to be check folding. He's made an enormous bet here. We have a pair plus an open ender. I think we're probably behind now. We're certainly behind his value range. The fact that our straight outs are somewhat dirty, I'm just going to let it go. Again, that could be a mistake. Easy fold with the king Z when he leads out on that turn into that many people. Wow, look at this action. King's no good. Kings were definitely no good on table 3. Pretty pleased with my decision to just bail out early. How can he fold here? Can he fold? He did find the fold. Nuts and nothing. Right, okay. Let's get you tagged as green before you disappear. So we have a flush, and a flush beats a full house, so unless my opponent has 2 aces, we have the nuts here. Let's hope he's got ace queen. That would be nice. Ace jack, even better. So as you can see, this game has been, we've been playing nearly an hour. I'm going to stop in a moment. It's been a remarkably swingy game. I can't figure out right now if I've made a small profit or a small loss. We'll see at the end of the video. Not 1-4. Checking my balance during sessions. Nothing good comes of it. If you're winning, you just tend to quit early. If you're losing, you tend to stay in chase more than perhaps you should. Are we all on board for everyone calling? Repeat. Repeat. Don't then. Right. At this SPR, we just have to embrace variance here, and unless if it goes like all in, all in, all in, or something, then we can easily find a fold. But if it checks to us, I'm just going to jam. I'm not thrilled that this dude's led out. Far from thrilled. I mean, we're probably flipping against a lot of his range here, but there's so much money in the pot. And we hold. It's not for the scared, this game. This game isn't. If you're in any way scared money or risk averse, the game isn't going to be for you. Feels like we're maybe in profit for the session now. I think we were up, I think we were going to drop down and then up again now. And I fold the 10 jack here in a multi-way pot. Tons of shitty turn cards. We're going to lose here all the time, but we're getting 33 to 1. And we didn't lose this time. So we're near enough up. We're going to sit out next hand at all tables and open some chests and then call it a day. So there we go. Let's see what the we started at $113. So let's see where we finish. 120. We made $7 goes, but we have chests. We have chests to open. So we might get another 30 cents out of the chest. You just never know. We just never know what the chests are going to bring. Can you not maximise that? Is that it? Is that as big as it goes? Boom. That's 29 cents. Plus whatever that equates to. So that's 29 cents in rate back. Living the dream. Oh, plus another 20 cents. 49 cents, $1.49. Crushing it. Oh, big $3. I'm losing count of all this. Losing count of how much we've made on the rake back here. Oh, getting tickets and all sorts. It's a tournament I'll never play. So there we go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making it, to be fair. Probably going to make some more next time I play. probably just make one and play this evening when I get home from work. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Not promising anything, certainly not committing to anything. But yeah, it's been fun. Take care, everybody, and bye bye for now.